Let me know in the chat box. Drop a 111 if you are going bananas in the Bahamas. Uh, this is going to be very, 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 very special experience. I've been there, I think, a year ago on an incentive trip that we had with a previous company. And I have to say, this was a magical experience. It's an island in the middle of the ocean. And it's, for me, one of the most beautiful trips that I've ever done, right? So I want to share some things actually, what we will do, because drop a two in the chat if you've never been to a convention. I think a lot of people probably on this call haven't never been to a convention. Yeah. So you guys don't really know what a convention is, you know. Some people were in Nice also. And this is, for example, a little video of Nice convention. I don't know if you guys can you guys hear the sound of the video? Yeah, perfect.
Every moment starts somewhere, in a moment with a decision. In France, something began. We didn't gather just to meet, we gathered to ignite, to build a tribe, a blueprint, a legacy. This movement was built on service, fueled by purpose, led by people who don't just believe in change, they became it. And now, what started in France is about to hit the world. You weren't just in the room, you were chosen for the ripple, for the reach. This is your moment to lead, to launch, to light up the future. The world is watching and history is waiting. Move now, serve boldly, build legacy.
So this was basically the convention that we had, and this is the upcoming convention that we will have in the Bahamas. Take a look. Sheesh, I'm getting excited already if I see this video. But I think for a lot of people, it's also important like to know why convention. And this is something I want to share because if I look back at my 7, 8 year journey, conventions have literally changed everything for me. Like that was a moment for me where I really made the decision to go all in, right? So of course, the first reason why I want to go to a convention is because of the information and the type of information that you will learn from people that have achieved what you want to achieve, right? All the different educators, all the different crown and above leaders will be there. The legend leaders will be there. Like it's an insane experience, especially if you want to learn and to be in the proximity of people that have achieved what you want to achieve, right? Another thing for me personally is the connections that you will build. I know some people were actually with us with the Mexico convention a couple of months ago. That was, for me personally, one of the most beautiful experiences. A lot of people went to Tulum. I saw pictures, group pictures. We went to dinner together. You know, some people went partying. We had like an amazing, great time. But these are moments that I personally will never, ever forget. And I believe that life is not just always watching the clock tick away in your 9 to 5 job, but life is a collection of experiences, their frequency and their intensity, right? So you have to enjoy life. And I think with this community, we're all on the same vibration. We all have the same mindset, right? So this is for me one of the major reasons. And of course, you're going to trigger your five senses as well. What Jens Verheyen said is we can all smell, we can all hear, we can all see, we can all taste, right? But how many times a day are we triggering those five senses with what we want to achieve. Who wants to be able to travel the world and work from anywhere? Drop a 7 in the chat box if that's one of your goals with this beautiful vehicle. I think a lot of people have this desire. Well, are you actually doing this once in a while? Right? This for me, I remember when I had my first convention in Las Vegas, I was walking through those big casinos. I want to put a picture here, but I didn't find it. But I rented like a Mustang there. I was not so smart. I was not, I was just throwing away my money back in the time. But that for me was like really something that triggered me. From that day, from that convention, I got a feeling like a burning desire in myself, like I want to have this lifestyle every single day. I want when you go crown, every day can be your birthday, right? You can live this day every single day. And this is something that is we need to do on a day-to-day basis. Like when you for the first time, I went to Colombia, I think a year and a half ago, and we flew first class together with Uncle Jay. That was one of the first times that I flew first class. But I have to say, when I fly again, and I have to fly in economy, when I walk, besides the first class section, I'm like, I want to be back in first class. You can lay, you have like a blanket, you can drink whatever you want, you can eat, you can sleep. It's an amazing experience. And once your mind is expanded, it can never go back to its original dimensions, right? So this is something that I would really recommend for every single person here is you might think, oh, it's 10 hours flying or it's an investment or whatever, but the return that you will get from doing this and by triggering your experiences in your five senses, your mind will be expanded forever, right? So this is for me one of the major reasons. And of course, here you have like the different levels of emotions. I'm not going to go too deep into this, but before conventions, I was always in a low level of vibration. I was always in fear, hate, frustration, doubt. Something that for me switched me because there are two different ways that you can change your program. What is the first way that you can change your program for the people that watch Bob Proctor? I'm going to check the chat box. What is one of the first ways that you can change your programming? Repetition, constant repetition. What is the second way? High emotion, exactly. High emotion or an emotional impact. This is what the convention has done for me. I was brokey. I was like, I was in a 9 to 5. I didn't have the right mindset. I was lazy sometimes. I was like stuck in the matrix. And what the convention did for me in Las Vegas, it switched me, literally. I know Andre is also on this call. He's been to events like multiple events, and he can also share this testimony that events really switched something in him, like it made him click, right? And this is something that put me in a higher echelon, higher level of emotions, higher level of vibrations. I was excited when I come from this convention. I was living in abundance. I was like, bro, we're gonna crush this business. I'm gonna go crown. I'm gonna go legend. I was in this high level of vibration. I was joyful. I was feeling love. We were dancing together with the team members. It was a crazy experience. We were going to the casino, partying also a little bit. I was a little bit younger then, but I was in a crazy vibration that time. So this is one of the main reasons that it's very important. And this is what happens because let's say you're always in this, sometimes you're feeling love, then you're feeling excitement, then you're feeling doubt, then you have hate, and then you go back to joy, then you go back to doubt. This is the emotions that some people feel on a different every single day. And it's very important to get yourself straight. You need to be in high vibration every single day. I'm so happy and grateful now. I feel love, I feel abundance, I feel joy, right? And this is the way that you're going to go toward. This is actually a way that you're going to be able to attract everything that you want to attract inside your lives. So one of the first things, and you can of course choose whatever hotel you want to pick. You can do Airbnb, you can do whatever hotel. But one of the things that the company has provided for is a crazy, crazy, crazy deal in one of the most beautiful and luxurious hotels in the Bahamas. Okay. It is called the Atlantis Hotel. We all know the Atlantis Hotel in Dubai with the big arch. We have the same hotel in the Bahamas. Okay. So what the company did, and you can of course swim with the sharks, not like with the sharks, but in like a tunnel, right? If you want to go to the aqua park, there's a lot of, it's like a country on its own. I think this is like a little video from the.
Un, deux, trois.
Depuis que je t'ai vu, je ne pense que ma pieuvre. M'a-t-elle oublié après toutes ces heures?
I'm already in the vibe.
Là où nous nous sommes, rien n'a changé. Elle m'attendra, elle m'attendra, elle m'attendra. Mais comment lui faire savoir? Comment la convaincre?
So this is just a sneak peek of the hotel. It's a crazy vibe there. Let me see if I can go to the next slide. Yes. And this is like a map of the hotel. It's like a country on its own. And one of the things that I want to share, because this is like an exclusive deal, because we go with the entire company and we have a venue of 4,000 or 5,000 people. There's a lot of people coming from all over the world. We were able to get a 50% discount on the hotel rooms, only for the first 400 rooms. Okay, so normally this is a great deal. Normally this room costs between $300 to $500, and currently the price is only $195. Okay, in euros, I think this is around 120, 130 euros. So this is a crazy deal. I believe if you're going to rent an Airbnb or another hotel, you're not going to get the same deal for the quality of a hotel that we're speaking about. All right. So I would not wait too long. If you're going to the Bahamas with booking that hotel, you can do it in the back office of Zinrai, because I believe in the next 2 to 3 weeks, these rooms will sell out, right? And you will have to book a room of $300-400 if you want to be in that hotel. Again, you can of course be also in another hotel, whatever you want to do. Then the convention tickets currently are also for sale. They're currently also at a reduced pricing. So it's $204 for the general admission ticket. So this is the standard ticket. Then you have access to the convention. There's also a VIP ticket for $254, where you have premium seating and you can have like a fast lane. You don't have to wait in the line. You have like a better experience, right? So this is only $50 extra. And these prices will also increase. I don't know exactly when, but in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so don't wait too long with buying your tickets, because you can save yourself some money. This is the schedule. So the first day is the 23rd of October. We're going to have registration day. And then the 24th until the 25th, it is going to be the convention day. Okay. On the convention, you're going to have all the different educators. You're going to have the crown leaders. You're going to have panels. We're going to have all different kinds of announcements there. It's going to be a high level value day. And then let me see, because we also have an incentive. Okay. I don't know who's going Crown 10 on this call. We still have some time. There's still some things that can happen. I see Jens flexing the biceps. But there's a leadership retreat as well for the people that hit Crown 10. Of course, you can see it over here. This is going to be also a very, very nice experience. Everything is paid for 3 days in the Atlantis Hotel for the people that go Crown 10. And I believe that the qualification is you need to hit Crown 10 and hold it for 4 consecutive weeks. And the deadline is the 18th of September. Okay. So I'm going to be there for sure. One thing that is also very cool, and I'm thinking about Uncle Jay, Mr. Bond, we have a gala dinner, 007 style. So you're going to be like James Bond, or if for the ladies, like, I don't know, 007 lady. You're going to be like in a costume or whatever, but this is open for everyone. So you have the opportunity to be in a dinner in the same room with the CEO of the company, with Mike Sotero, with all the different educators, with all the Crown 10 and above leaders. This is an insane experience. I think we only have like 300, 350 spots. And I'm not sure exactly, but I think the price was around $90 to $100, all inclusive. Okay. You can eat, drink, everything that you want. But of course, you will be in the proximity of people that have achieved what you want. All right. This is going to be one of the first days also. I think it's on the registration. They have to check for the exact date. But of course, this is for everyone. If you want to book this, you can be there. It doesn't depend if you're a customer, if you have a rank, you can go. There's no limitation. Okay. So basically, the last thing I want to say is make the investment in yourself. That's one of the things that I always done, and it actually brought me to the level where I'm currently at today. It brought Jens Verheyen to the level that he is currently at today, and it made sure that I've didn't had a job since the last 7 years, because every single year I was at convention. It doesn't matter if it was in Guatemala, it didn't matter if it was in Barcelona. I was there every single year because I made a commitment, I made a decision. Sometimes, especially in the beginning, was very difficult financially to go, but I said, fuck it. I've made a commitment and I'm going to figure it out to be there. Right. So this is an investment. The best investment that you can do is in yourself. It is not in Bitcoin. It is not in Solana, but the best investment you can do is in yourself. And one of the things that Jens told me also today that was like something that made me think is, we all have like different vacations that we want to do. Some people go to Turkey, we go to Malaga, Marbella, you pay a lot of money to go on vacation. But basically what we do most of the times on vacation is we drink and we lay in the sun, right? But what if you can have the combination of growing towards your dreams and growing towards your goal, but being in an like utopia of a location, like in the Bahamas, with all the people from the community, with actually people that have achieved what you want, to be in that specific place, right? So this is something that I personally always saw for myself. I never travel for vacation, but I always travel for business. And it happens to be that we have to travel a lot for business. So I've never actually go to a vacation to lay at the pool, but when we have a convention, I travel. I go on vacation, actually. For me, it's also vacation. It's a lifestyle, right? And last thing, if you have like some issues or challenges financially, some piece of advice or like some tips that I would want to share is, first of all, the flights, I think, is between $500 to $600 to get there, retour, so you can go back and forth. I believe they will become maybe cheaper. I don't know. I would not wait too long to book your flight, because $500-600 will be like a minimum price to go to the Bahamas. But one thing I would definitely recommend is to save some money in the next couple of 3 months. Make a financial budget plan for yourself. I'm gonna save $200 every single month. I'm gonna save $300 for the next 3 months. That's something I would recommend if I was struggling financially. Another thing that you can do, shout out to Umar, shout out to Elaine, shout out to Jens, shout out to everyone who is crushing it in UGC. Drop UGC in the chat box if you currently already made money with UGC. I think we have a lot of people on this call. I was calculating it, and today Jens told me also, like, he was bragging, about all his UGC deals. I have $200 and $500 here and $700 there for UGC deals for only 1 or 2 videos. I was like, damn, bro, you're crushing it. But I was calculating, and let's say not the Jens numbers, but let's say you have like $200 or $150 for a UGC deal. You would have to do between 5 to 8 UGC deals to pay for the entire trip. Your flight ticket, your convention ticket, and the food, everything paid for through UGC, through the skill set that you actually learn. For some people, it might be one trade. I see sometimes some trades in the results chat. I'm like, whoa, like $1,500 in one trade? Sheesh. You know, that's also possible. Or a better way is to go core 600 or core 1250. There's so many opportunities, and that's one of the challenges, because you have to realize a lot of people on this call, you're new to entrepreneurship. An employee, I'm not going to say a slave mindset, but an employee mindset is, oh my God, I can't afford it. Bahamas, 10 hours flying. Oh. An entrepreneur asks himself the question, how can I afford it? I still have 3 months. I can save, I can do UGC deals, I can go core 600, I can play some trades. I'm going to be there, right? This is the mentality that you need to have as an entrepreneur if you want to become successful as an investor, as a leader, as a business builder. You have to think in solutions, not in ways of, oh my God, I can afford it, right? So make sure to be there. There's multiple ways. If you need some help with it, just call me or text me or Jens or whoever you want to call, and you're not going to regret it. That's one thing I can tell you for sure, right? I envision myself already sitting at the beach with you guys, having a cocktail together, giving some value, talking about life, talking about business, giving some advice. So I can't wait to see everyone on Super Saturday and also on the next calls in a couple of weeks. Let's have a blessed week. Let's make some money. Let's grow, and let's go to the next level. Ciao, ciao.